Welcome back to Capper Review. So Attorney General Merrick Garland announced Friday that he will appoint a special counsel into the Hunter Biden probe. Special counsel David Weiss, the U.S. Attorney General Delaware, has been looking into the financial and business dealings of President's son. So joining us now is NewsNation's Leland Vittert. Leland, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate your time. So let's first start with who is David Weiss. I understand he's been looking into Hunter Biden for some time.
Yeah, so David Weiss is the Trump-appointed U.S. attorney in Delaware. He was appointed by President Trump during his administration, and because the original Hunter Biden investigation began in Delaware because of the tax issues and Hunter Biden's laptop et al., that's who began the investigation. And that's sort of the cover that Democrats have used all along, saying this was a Trump-appointed attorney who was looking into it. Caveat that because of sort of the way Senate politics work and that U.S. attorneys have to be Senate confirmed, David Weiss was pushed forward by both very progressive Democratic senators from Delaware. So you're going to see Republicans right now really seize on that and saying that David Weiss can't be trusted, and they will use as evidence of that the fact that the plea deal with Hunter Biden fell apart. And already here in Iowa and other places, we're already hearing Republicans begin to sort of question whether or not David Weiss is really the right person to be looking into this and whether he can be trusted with the power of a special counsel to actually use it effectively and to handle the investigation in a fair, impartial way such that nobody is above the law.
Yeah, and let's talk about how we got here, because originally Hunter Biden agreed to plead guilty to misdemeanor charges, but that all fell apart. So what's the timeline to how we got to today?
All right, so you've had the Hunter Biden investigation begin. That was during the Trump administration. Then Hunter Biden was charged with 2 counts of not paying his taxes. And then you had the gun charge as well for lying on a federal form when he was buying a firearm about his drug use. Remember, that plea deal fell apart in large part because the judge felt as though it was way too lenient in one way or another. And there was a quibbling over whether or not the deal was exactly how lenient it was and whether or not protected Hunter Biden from future investigations and prosecution. So there's 2 ways to look at this, right? One is the plea deal fell apart, and now David Weiss, this special counsel, is going to come out charging, figuratively, not literally necessarily, in his investigation. And it's going to go way beyond Hunter Biden and on and on and on. That's what Republicans would certainly hope for. The other way to look at it is that part of this naming a special counsel means that David Weiss doesn't have to testify before Republicans in Congress, and it also allows the White House and others to hide behind or stand behind the line, quote, this is an open investigation and we're not, or ongoing investigation, and we're not going to comment on that. So it cuts both ways there. We obviously know how Republicans will spin it.
So Leland, following that, like you said, we already know how Republicans and former President Donald Trump will use this against the president and Democrats. So what can we expect from the White House and how President Biden will have to navigate through this for 2024?
Well, remember, and I think this is the most important thing, is that now the White House can't say this is over, which is what they had hoped to do starting 3 weeks ago when the Hunter Biden plea deal was going to happen. They hoped to go through August. Everybody was going to forget about Hunter Biden. You start off September with Donald Trump under indictment and the Hunter Biden investigation over. So that has created an enormous headache now for the White House politically, not necessarily today, but going forward and every day forward. These things just sort of slowly tend to eat at you. So that's the number one problem for the White House. The number 2 problem, and this is just the way life is, special counsel investigations are a little bit like boulders being thrown off the top of a mountain, right? Is you never know what they're going to hit on the way down. And for anybody who wants an evidence of that, just think about Ken Starr, right? It started with Whitewater, the old Clinton land deal, the Arkansas land deal, and ended with the President of the United States caught having an affair with an intern. So these things have a life of their own. And I think anybody who can tell you where they think this is going either has a crystal ball that any of us would love to look at or is just ill-informed.
All right, NewsNation's Leland Vittert, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate your time. So Leland is also moderating a town hall this Monday at 9 p.m. on NewsNation with Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy. He'll be taking live questions from the audience and also from across America. So make sure